and then carry on with our morning walking tour.
Well, this is a very important street. It's called Viu Giulia, and it's named after Pope Julius II. He is the Pope who hired Michelangelo to do the Sistine Chapel and hired Raphael to do the stanza in the Vatican. And he was a very important Pope during the Renaissance. And it was he who decreed that this street be created. It was the first straight road to be carved into Rome ever since the ancient Romans. And it connected, a very important road because it connects the Vatican with downtown. Turn around and have a look at this really attractive archway. Well, this too is part of the Palazzo Farnese, and it was constructed to allow the family to walk over to their private chapel, which is this church here, as well as to their galleries. They kept more of their artworks in another building over here on this side. So in walking, it's fine to walk down the middle of the street, but keep your ears open because cars will be coming up behind you and you'll hear them. They're not going to run you down. And just move to the side as the car comes along. This is Via Monserrato, one of the many quaint little charming streets in this neighborhood. You see it's very quiet, but there's a few cars coming by, a few scooters coming by, the odd dog walking by like that, checking us out. So this is a very peaceful neighborhood, and we'll just walk along it for a few blocks. And around the corner, we'll be soon getting to the Bridge of the Angels, Ponte StAngelo. Okay, here we go. Called Ponte StAngelo, and this is the Castel Sant'Angelo, the Castle of the Holy Angel. And the angels were designed by Bernini, not carved by him personally. It was his workshop that created them, but he did personally design each one in a small model. A nice picture looking towards St. Peter's, and a nice backdrop that away. More enthusiasm. Yay, okay. This is good. Whoa, thank you for kneeling. And then all we have to do is figure out who belongs to what camera. That way we've all got our shot inside the camera. Watch out for the bicycles. And the scooter coming through, and then when we got a chance, we'll walk along the street. A cute little restaurant with a couple of tables in the alley. This is the Via dei Coronari, which means the street of the crown, or coronet. And there's many jewelry shops along this street, antiques and particularly art galleries. Here we've got still some jewelry shops, a few little restaurants, little piazzas, little churches, with more furniture restoration shops and just the old buildings. The Madonnas on the corners up here, a little shrine watching out for the neighbors. That was the main street lights back in the old days. They didn't have street lights as we know them today, but there'd be gas lanterns there. Many corners, like that corner has a very elaborate one. Some very nicely dressed people and apartments upstairs. It's still a residential neighborhood, and we'll be walking along it for about 5 or 6 blocks, and then we'll cut over into this part of the neighborhood. And all of these side streets are interesting as well too. So please, as we walk along, just have a glimpse up the side streets as we go. And this would be a place this afternoon when we finish up at Piazza Navona. If you wanted to just double back and wander through this neighborhood, it'd be very rewarding, very pretty. These are people who maybe work in the area, delivery vans. An ordinary car cannot drive through here. You have to have a special permit for this historic zone. So it was part of the processional of the pilgrims who would be walking from all over Europe to come to St. Peter's. And this would be kind of the last mile. They'd come down here, and traditionally they'd buy their rosary beads along the street as well, and then bring the rosaries to St. Peter's to have them blessed.